No, in the past, I used to use a tool, like there's many tools to diagnose various things, right? So especially in the interviewing process, when, I was working for a large organization, I used to use tools to allow us to do initial filtration. For instance, there was a tool called PI, profile. It's a personality index or profile index, where, the candidate will ask rudimentary questions, not too many. I want to say about 20. And then it spits out a profile basically on energy, on multitasking, on integrity, a bunch of things, and it graphs it out for you. It's pretty cool. But we always caution people to say, look, the interviewing process is many steps or many items in the interview process. This is just one of them. Don't base your entire reason to make a decision on a specific person based on one single tool in the tool bag. Are you advocating for that as well in your analysis?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's normal, pretty much any company I work with, that they will use some form of psychometric testing, and psychometric testing has become increasingly sophisticated. It will be quite like in the past, I would have worked a lot with DISC. I would have used, the big five.
Yeah, DISC is famous too. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Where it's that I'm seeing more use of AI in forms in terms of the psychometrics, and it's like you say, it's becoming much more sophisticated. But and I can work alongside that, absolutely, absolutely, because AI is not going to pick up at this stage anyway. It's not going to pick up a lot of those the emotional elements that I will spot, which can be so
Yeah,
revealing.
absolutely. Now, what happened in the case? There's cultural biases or biases of any sort, not necessarily just cultural. Do you compensate for that, or does it get into your equation of how you read things? Because I'm assuming it differs from one culture to another.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's something I've been learning a lot about. I I grew up in Ireland when it was a very monocultural society. So when I left Ireland, I went abroad, and that was such a wonderful exposure. And most of my intimate and relationships and close friendships now are people from very different countries, very different cultures. So I'm continually learning about cultural nuance. And so if I'm meeting people on the panel from different cultures, I'll be paying attention. I may be asking them questions just to further my own education, but I will also be then looking at the cultural background of the candidates, because again, how they speak, how they present, can be so different to, if you like, our standard presentation in the West. Even things like very basic things, like somebody in India or Pakistan will often, bob their head like that, and it doesn't tell you anything. Just, oh, that's all they're doing. It doesn't. It's not a yes or a no. It's just what they do.
Yeah.
And some, there are cultures where nodding like this means no. We would take it as a yes. So we have to be informed about cultural differences. It's essential in today's world.